Hey guys, catching up on a few things here. This is a gentleman I like to watch, Korean TV. He's a former Christian minister. He goes into talking about the occult, Freemasonry, and issues that affect the black community today. So he's talking about Amber Guyger and Freemasonry, and he's talking about how, as I've said to you before, this notion of police officer commits murder, and you're up here, you know, with the correctional officer combing her hair. The brother comes out and hugs him. The judge comes out and hugs and gives her the Bible. And people have asked, has that judge ever given a Bible to a black convicted murderer? This woman committed murder. Period. I want to be clear. She committed a murder against an unarmed man in his apartment. People want to say, well, this wasn't premeditated. I think, my opinion, what she did to Bolson Jean might actually be worse than gangbangers in the street shooting each other. I really do. I think it might actually be worse. I think that, and I say that because gangbangers in the street know the life they lead. They know the life they lead. Bolson Jean was minding his own business. One thing I was always taught growing up pretty much is like, we live our lives a certain kind of way, and that when you live your life a certain kind of way, there's consequences you may face. Some dude running up behind you trying to rob you or something for your money. When you live your life a certain kind of way, you know, but when you live your life right, it may things come slower, but you have less reason to be worried. I think this case really shows you as a black man, you ain't safe nowhere. You ain't safe nowhere. You can get a nice little job, go to college, be a good little boy, 28 years, no record. A cop kills you, and they're digging up you smoking marijuana. I mean, can you imagine Bolson Jean had any kind of like little charges they could have, like him, like if he got like a PI or public affray, something small. Can you imagine what they would have done? Really, they couldn't find nothing on Bolson Jean. That's what makes this case so. That's what makes it so unique. In that this brother really didn't do anything. He didn't. Like my friend Dazelle put it, that all other cases people broke the law. Bolson Jean didn't break any laws. He minded his business. So this woman kills him. This woman shoots him. This woman puts him in a position, shoots him in a position where he couldn't defend himself in his own apartment. And the judge's response is to come bring her a Bible. I think this is kind of like that Ben Carson ideology that racism exists, but we need to make friends with racists, like so that their racism is softened and they eventually come into the brotherhood of man. I guess. Hey, doesn't make sense. Give me a second. I guess that's the kind of rhetoric there. You know, you're going to make friends with people who put Confederate flags up and stuff, and over time they realize you're human. So maybe they stop putting their hand on their gun every time they see you. I guess that's what they want to do. You know, whatever. That's their way of doing it. What does this all say? Because it wasn't. Korean TV got into this. You know, the idea of Christianity, forgiveness, and forgiving you and returning the other cheek and all this kind of stuff. White man never does that. This white man never turns the other cheek. Let's understand that white folks never do that. White folks don't do that. They white people talk about giving you as much time as possible. Go in front of the judge and talk about giving you as much time as possible. White people do not come out here talking about Jesus Christ and God. No, white folks don't do that. They believe in lock you up as much, lock you up, throw away the key. I think what this case really shows you is this love of the oppressor. That even when, you know, it's shown this woman did this and she was a racist, black people still want to forgive, and they, you know, I guess in all of that there is a certain moral strength, I guess. I mean, I've told you guys before, I respect Dr. King. I respect him for the things he said. I hold the Keynesian theology of nonviolence to be moral, and I respect him for it. And I would never say anything publicly or privately to disrespect this man or to disrespect his legacy. But I'm not nonviolent. I'm living in a society that's been at war for almost 200 years. I'm living in a society that's at war with, that's engaged in a campaign of war for the last 20 years on the basis of a lie. Everything this man has done has been through war, colonization, and destruction. That's what he started off doing, and he's still doing it today. His MO never changed. And he tells you law and order and peace. Don't let this white man fool you. Everything he's done has been about rape and pillaging and violence and destruction and colonization. Don't let this white man fool you. And he's still doing it. And that's why it makes me sick when they kill a Botham Jean. And I'm speaking broadly about this idea of a black man that's got it all together, that's moving in the right circles, that's doing the right thing, that maybe like smoke weed on the weekend, maybe like to, shit, if I could, I'd smoke weed if I could. Shit. I'm not judging him. Trust me, I'm with him. To me, I look at Botham Jean, he was more perfect than me. Tommy Sotomayor said something one time years ago. I'm going to look this up. He said that with all these black shooters, he wanted to see a case where the police run up in the lab and a black man's in a lab coat and they shoot him. Botham Jean is basically that. He is the black man in a lab coat. That's him. And you ran up in his lab and you took his life. I'm not even getting into all the text and all, but I think this is, like I said, this all goes back to just this idea of wanting to fix a system, wanting to be accepted by a system, wanting to believe in a system. I think that's what I see with the whole Botham Jean and Guyger thing. And that's what really, in my mind, is the continuing viewpoint I see. That they kill you, you love them. They run out like the woman in California and they yell, "Niggas must die," and I'd hang a nigga if I could. And then the girl goes in the store to tell the people, and they don't even want to call 911. The people in the store don't even want to call 911 when she's out here screaming, "Niggas must die," and I would hang a nigga. This bitch should have got her ass whooped. Like, what, you know what this comes from? White people don't have any fear. They don't. Oh yeah, some of them do. That's why they carry guns. But overall, white people don't have no fear. I'm not saying that they haven't. White people. That's why I realize you have to have riots. You have to have to. As Dr. King said, it is the language of the unheard, and how he couldn't speak against it. That's how I feel about, black people and these Caucasians that kill us and threaten us and run in front of us with guns and scream at the top of their lung, niggas. They don't have any fear. And we have to stop expecting white people, good white people, to stop this. This is Trump's America, okay? In case you never went. This is Trump's America. This is how white people always were. The dude in Ohio rolled up beside the girl, nigga, all this. This is how white people always, this is what our ancestors warned us about. Okay? I'm not knocking black men that want to marry white women. I'm not knocking black men that want to, I'm not knocking that, man. I'm not talking about that. But what I am saying is if you think white people or getting in close white people is the way to solve white supremacy, then you're a fool. You're a complete utter fool. I don't have a better way to put it. You're a fool. Because these people are, they're clear where they stand. I guess my question is, where do you stand, black man? I can't even understand how somebody can hug someone like that. And then what gets me is, it'd be one thing if they hugged her Like if they said, okay, you got 25 years of life, and then the brother's like, all right, can I hug you now? That would be fine. But the fact this bitch is sitting up here and she has not been convicted yet, and you want to hug her, it goes back to what I said earlier. This idea that she took this man's life, and okay, I'm sorry, and she wants to go right back to her life as usual. Maybe even go back to being a police officer. It's like his life just didn't mean anything. That bothers me. That kind of stuff that bothers me, y'all. Peace.